Okay, picking up from the last video entitled An Experiment in Mapping the Energy. In that video, we used the Xperiential's mean meaning exercise. It was discussed. It shows how to find the theme behind the pattern and the meaning of the experience. So that's really the punchline. I know we've been talking a lot about the language of situations, but this right here shows you how to decode what we're calling the language of situations. So structuring each experience on a circle with the experience of interest at the zenith point. So what we mean by that is you take, let's say, like the face of a clock. So everything that's beneath 3 o'clock is unseen. So when we go from 3 to 9, that horizontal plane from 3 to 9, everything underneath that is unseen, everything above that is seen. So at 3 o'clock, let's say if the experience is a phone call, if 3 o'clock the phone rings and you pick it up, 12 o'clock you get whatever news that experience would entail. That would be the point of interest. And at 3 o'clock you hang the phone up. So that's how we want to structure these experiences when we say put it on the circle. And the experience of interest at zenith is 12 o'clock in the context of the example that we're giving. Okay, so let's say getting a phone call and getting a promotion on your job. You have a moment, you pick up the phone at the horizon, 9 o'clock, and the moment you get the news of your promotion at 12 o'clock, the zenith, when you end the call at 3 o'clock. Okay, so that's just the structure, but this could be useful in various different situations. Why do I keep going through this? Oh man, why do I keep coming in conflict with this person? Why is this happening to me? My this isn't working right. That isn't working right. I'm trying to figure out what decision I need to make in this certain situation. Those are also points of interest that can be put on 12 o'clock. Okay, so take the occurrence with this same experience in the context of the example with you getting some good news. Each occurrence being an entirely unique scenario of its own. The only commonality would be the conveyance of good news. So what we see with a lot of this stuff, like how we talk about Maya, the illusion, we talk about how the world we see with our eyes is an illusion and everything like that, and it's not real. This right here kind of brings that to the light, because when we're finding the meanings of these situations, you'll find that the individual components of the situations, the people, the scenario, I'm at the park today, I'm at a ballroom tomorrow, whatever case may be, all these different things or whatever don't matter, because they're irrelevant or almost near irrelevant to the meaning or the theme behind it. So let's see here. So basically what you would do, this is a version of the mean meaning exercise. So you take 3 scenarios when you got a bad outcome and observe the theme. With that theme in mind, recall 3 times when that theme was present and you got a favorable outcome. Now the difference, what you did different would be the adjustment that you need to make. So let's say hypothetically, you're in a situation where you have to tell people what to do. But every time you tell people what to do, people run all over you or whatever case may be. Well, that would be the principle of discipline. That would be the same thing that the 6-pointed star represents. That would be the 5-pointed star, growth and expansion, and then the 6-pointed star, or the 5-pointed star with a circle around it, circumscribing the points of the 5-pointed star and everything like that, so that it doesn't expand beyond a point where its resources can maintain it. So that would be the principle that's encompassed in the 6-pointed star. Okay, whenever you run into these situations, you're unable to gain control or what have you. These are the type of things or what have you. You're going to see that the different landscapes that you see in these different scenarios is irrelevant, and it's more about the principle. It's more about an aspect of your psyche that you have to kind of come to grips with. So that's that's an aspect of it. So once the adjustment is attained, right? okay, the pattern will still exist and you must train yourself to respond correctly. So that's another thing, like in volume 2 of True Master, we talk about knowing what it feels like to do something correctly. So even when you are swirling your spoon around in your cereal, the pattern is still playing in the background like a computer program. All right. The conscious mind is slow. It's slow. It processes information slow. So it will only recognize a pattern at more obvious times, more times that are more traumatic in a sense. Okay. So however, once you know the theme and the adjustment, you will have a spider sense for the error. That's when we talk about in book 2, self-correct, autocorrect. Once you know the theme behind it, and when you see that theme come up, when you recognize that theme come up, okay, well, this is the theme where I'm supposed to, where I have the opportunity to apply discipline or to impose limitations on the situation or whatever. Last time I did not impose limitations on the situation and the relationship collapsed. Okay, well, this time I have to do it or whatever. You'll gain a spider sense for that. In self to others, we take the circle at the 90 degrees between horizon and zenith. That's the point between 9 o'clock and 12 o'clock. Okay, so for all intents and purposes, that's where most of the action is going to be, between 9 o'clock and 12 o'clock. All right, from when the pattern arises to when it peaks at the important experience at zenith. Okay, so we turn the arc into a line that represents the focus of our attention toward the desired goal, or toward the adjustment. Now, with this in mind, the principle of uncertainty, and we haven't really gotten into that, and we'll get into the principle of the concept of uncertainty. It has to be present, because in any divination system, uncertainty has to be there. When you're shuffling a pack of tarot cards or whatever case may be, what makes the divination work is the fact that you don't know what the cards are going to say. You don't know the outcome of the cards and everything like that. So that not knowing allows you to access the information from your subconscious mind. So that's the point of uncertainty. Let's see, we use the line to observe the deviation of attention from principle that may cause you to abandon the new adjustment. So it's not just about understanding what you need to do differently. It's about training yourself to actually do that thing differently and do it differently consistently. So when you know what it feels like to do something correctly, then you have a point of reference to draw from and parameters to maintain, right? So further, others to self goes into how constantly having to resolve situations is less efficient than establishing a superior position where these situations just don't happen and the adjustment is more easily maintained. So that's more into self to others. That's more talking about the language of position and all that jargon and stuff like that. But the main thing that I kind of wanted to express, just wanted to go over the last video, because that exercise is very important. We talk about relationships. We talk about bad relationships or unbalanced relationships with certain principles or whatever begat negative situations. And we always use that terminology, but how would I find the meaning of a situation? Well, you can find the meaning of a situation, the meaning of a symbol, anything. If I want to find out what trees mean, I do this. I would do the same thing. I would find multiple examples, multiple times when trees appear in my awareness and find the common theme. You know, people make log cabins out of trees. People, fruit grows on trees. Oxygen comes out of trees. So trees could be construed, could tie into the principle of abundance or resources and things like that. But that's just an example. But I just wanted to make this video to kind of give further context on that. Thanks for listening.